Hello and welcome to Telechakkar. This is me, Arshi Siddiqui, and today we're going to have conversation with budding star Tara Sutaria and debutant Ahan Shettys. Well, welcome to our channel, Telechakkar, and I am very elated to have a conversation with you. So, before we begin, I would like to congratulate you for your debut, and Tara, you are looking gorgeous throughout the trailer. Well, I first would like to know what was the first impression of you, Tara, as your first co-star, and Tara, yours when you saw Ahan.
The first time we met, we were actually doing a screen test for Tadap, and I didn't know her. Obviously, I'd heard about her. We have a few mutual friends and stuff.
Right.
But I was very scared. Even when we were doing the screen test, I was petrified.
Okay.
Not sure why, but
no idea why.
But right after that, she was amazing. We got along very, very well, and it was very important that we both were very comfortable with each other.
Yes.
To be able to perform the way we did. So she's an amazing co-star.
Can you please throw some light on the character of yours, that is Ishana, and Ramisa?
Ramisa is a very interesting character to play. Very glad that I got to play her so early on in my career. I don't think any time in the near future that I'd be playing a character like this. So I'm really grateful that I was offered Tadap. It's been fun. There's been a lot of learning in playing her because there's a lot to her that I think you'll see in the second half of the film, more than the first half of the film, especially in our pre-climax and our climax. It's been amazing to shoot that because you learn so much as an actor. It's not the easiest sort of role to play, like I said so early on, but it's been that much more fun because of its challenges.
Right. Ahan, would you like to?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ishana, I don't even know where to begin. He's such a, there are two completely different sides to him.
Yes.
He's a very happy, lovable, loyal guy, and then you have the other side where he's this intense maniac, you can say, in a way. So obviously going into it and it being my first film, I did think it would be a big challenge. But to have such an amazing star cast around me, to have such an amazing director and a producer backing me, it made things a lot easier. So when I was on set, Tara would help me out, Melissa would help me out, and it just made the whole process very, very easy.
What challenges did you face while, as it is your first film?
Right.
So there are many challenges for an actor to get into the skin of character.
Right.
So what challenges did you face?
In terms of challenges, I don't think I don't think I at least faced too many challenges because we went in so well prepared.
Right.
We had workshops together.
Right.
You also started with the climax.
Yeah. We also started with one of the hardest sequences in the film. I think it was our first day filming together.
All right.
And we started with the pre-climax.
Right.
So that just made things very easy going forward for us. But yeah, like I was saying before, we had prepped so well before the film, whether it be like my bike training, workshops with Tara.
Yeah.
So no such challenges. I think the only challenge we had was the weather in Missouri.
All right.
I'm in t-shirts in certain sequences. She's in
like
shorts.
For like most of the
And
film.
when we were filming, it was like 1 or 2 degrees. And it doesn't look like that.
Yes, it doesn't.
In the film, but we were.
Bike and
Yeah, we really froze.
Right. Tara, what different did you find in this role? What different did you find in Ramisa as an actor that you actually said yes for the offer?
The fact that she has so many facets to her personality. She's a very unusual character, very unusual young woman, which has been really fun to portray. She has certain shades to her that I've never experienced in real life, and also in the films that I've done before or the films that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So it's been a very unusual experience. She quite like Ishana's character actually. In the film, you'll see two very different Ramisas, one for a longer amount of time and one for a shorter amount of time.
Yes.
One is very very lovable and approachable and sweet, and your run-of-the-mill girl that you're used to seeing in Hindi films. And the other girl, I unfortunately can't say too much about, but there's a very interesting shades to her that will come out in the second half.
Yes. Ahan, I would like to know from you that whenever and as an actor, whenever you play a character, you have to go through certain preparations. So what was that preparation you went through, and how well actually, or in what time did you cope up with it?
So is it specifically for the film Tadap,
For
or
the
just
film.
in general
As
getting into
getting into the field, into the
right.
fraternity?
So I started my training when I graduated from school. So I
Yeah.
finished my 12th and I started training. So I
Yeah.
had to do, I've been listing this the whole day. So it's gym, martial arts, weapons training, Hindi, dance, singing, guitar, diction.
Yeah.
So I was doing all of that every single day. So that's how I prepped to get into films.
Yeah.
But specifically for this film, I couldn't use all of those things.
Yeah.
Because, even when it comes to my martial arts, I couldn't use any of that in this film because the action is very raw.
Right.
Then when it came to dance, Ishana's character isn't as such that he's a good dancer or he even dances.
Right.
So I couldn't use that as well. So, there were certain things I had to unlearn for the film. But then, I had Milan sir to help me and guide me through all of that.
Yeah.
So that was the prep, and then I had to learn how to ride the bike for the film, learn how to smoke for the film, so all those things.
Well, what was that one advice that Sunil Shetty sir, your father,
Right.
gave to you while you just discussed with him
Mhm.
that you want to be an actor?
So he said this one thing to me a very long time ago that if you're not known as a good actor, just be known as a good human being,
Right.
and that's how I've tried to live my life. If I get to be known as a good actor
Yeah.
as well, that's a plus point. But another thing he's always told me is that don't fear that one Friday. You might fail. That one film of yours might not work, but don't let it discourage you.
Right.
But in terms of acting, he's never really given me advice because he lets me, he gives me that freedom
Right.
to do what I want to.
So, do you find any kind of pressure being a superstar's son and then you yourself debuting in the same field?
Right. I mean, there's always that type of pressure. A lot of people are going to say a lot of different things, but you just have to make sure that it doesn't get to your head.
Yeah.
And doesn't let it affect you.
True. Well, there is a lot of social media. Social media is one such medium that actually connects you through audience directly. But then, do you find it intimidating sometimes that fans are too much into your life or personal life? So, how do you manage or detox yourself from social media?
It doesn't really bother me. I understand that it's part and parcel of the job that we're both a part of.
Yeah.
And over the years, I think I've just begun to understand how to deal with it better. It
Yeah.
never really bothered me in the beginning either, but I think now it's just something I'm kind of accustomed to seeing. It's a completely natural, normal thing to talk about these things, so I don't shy away from it, but I'm completely okay with it now.
Ahan, what's your take on that?
Like she said, it's a part of our life now, and at the same time, I feel like we're in control of that. Whether we want to be on social media, there are certain platforms that I'm not on, and also, what I want to post. I post what I want to post. I don't post things that I think people will like. So I have complete control over that. So yeah.
Well, I would like to know that one moment on the sets of Tadap that will be always going to be in your head, in your mind. That you will never forget.
Right.
Unforgettable moment, I must say.
So there's this one moment. It wasn't on set, but it was in Mussoorie when we had wrapped up shooting.
Yeah.
I went back up to my room. It was around 6:37, and
Yes.
so I had a gym set up in my room,
Yeah.
and I had my speakers, and the DOP would come into my room, play FIFA and stuff. So the music was really loud, and we were working out, and we were dropping weights and stuff. And Milan sir was staying on the floor below me,
Right.
literally right below me.
Yeah.
So someone knocked on the door, and we opened the door.
Yeah.
And Milan sir came in, he was ready to party,
Okay.
thinking that I was having a party upstairs with all the other ADs and stuff. And he
Yeah.
walked in and he realized we were all working out and playing FIFA. So as soon as he walked in, he was like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" and walked right out. So that was a really funny experience that I had with Milan sir. And then
I don't know. I don't know if there's one specific moment. I think it's just been a really interesting learning experience. The whole thing, I would say, just getting to know Milan sir, getting to know Ahan, getting to know how a film like this is made. I haven't really been a part of something quite this intense. So it's just been such a huge learning curve for me. that I know how to go forward in my career if I want to do another film like this and how it'll be.
Right. So, like the throughout movie, the
The whole
concept
process of
the
film.
whole
Yeah.
process
Yeah.
was unforgettable for
Absolutely.
you. Also, I would like to know, Tara, what since we have seen like it, you are almost 3 films old now in the industry. So, what is that one dream role you really want to play, and one role that actually inspires you from what our veteran actors has already performed?
One of the first few films that I ever saw, I think, as a child, I didn't watch a lot of Hindi movies back then. I do now, of course.
Yes.
I think was probably Mughal-e-Azam. And I remember very vividly loving Madhubala's character so much. She was so great. I mean, all of the actors, especially at that time, were so effortlessly graceful,
True.
feminine, unafraid to show vulnerability, which I think sometimes in today's day and age, because we try to be so tough and so strong and so hard in today's world, I think somewhere we do lack that softness that I think made the actresses of that time so special. I think so many of those roles. I love Pakiza. I love the costumes and the styling of that time. I love the music most. I think so. Probably a musical sort of film that would be a bit like Mughal-e-Azam, or even, in fact, I loved Deepika Padukone in her debut film Om Shanti Om. I thought that was so beautifully created by Farah ma'am as well. So even a film like that would be fantastic.
Yes. Ahan, I would like to know the same from you. What will be your dream role?
My dream role, so I've always loved the Indian Army. Before I realized I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to join the Indian Army. So definitely after watching Sher Shah, Siddharth Malhotra's role of Captain Vikram Batra, I really fell in love even more with the Indian Army, and I really want to do a film where I get to portray a soldier.
Right. Also, I would like to know who inspires you the most in Bollywood, or maybe a motivation for you to be an actor.
For me, I really look up to Ranbir Kapoor. The way he carries himself, the way he, the intensity he has, the different types of roles he tries to take on. Such a variety of characters he's played.
Yes.
Definitely really look up to Ranbir Kapoor.
I would like to tell you that since we were talking about director Sir Milan Luthria, so there was there's an interview where he actually said, while a lot of people are telling that you are mostly amplifying the personality of Sunil Shetty and your voice is like that also, but then Milan Luthria sir said that when he first saw you, he was reminded of Ajay Devgan. So what would you like to say about that?
I mean, that's a huge compliment. At the same time, you can't let that get to your head.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be myself. My father's had his journey. I'm trying to have mine. I'm not trying to copy him in any sort of way.
Yeah.
He's received a lot of love and respect in the industry, and I wish I can even get close to the amount of respect he's earned.
All right. Well, lastly, I would like to know what fans or the audience can expect a takeaway from the film Tadap.
Me?
Anyway.
There's in terms of this film, Tara's performance in this film.
Yeah.
I think the fans are really going to fall in love with her.
Right.
And I hope they fall in love with me as well. We've worked really hard. It's been a long journey. We started before the pandemic.
Yes.
So we really put a lot of literally blood, sweat, and tears into this project. And Milan sir has also really, really worked hard. So I'm just very happy that we get to showcase this to the whole world very, very soon.
Yes. Tara, what takeaway should we expect? What do you think?
I believe this film has the power to make you feel a bit shaken when you leave the cinema, and I think that's what we've attempted to create, especially with the climax of our film and the whole process of the film. I hope you go through the journey that Ishana and Ramisa have, and the emotions that we felt creating this film. I hope that you feel that when you watch the film, and give the film as much love as we have given it while we were making it.
Well, thank you so much. It was a fun conversation with you, and I am
Thank
very
you.
grateful. And thank you for joining us.
Know all about the Telly world by subscribing to Tellychakkar's YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated to our new videos.